Hello, Bessies. Welcome back to my channel. I am Neva. This is Reni with Neva. Welcome back. I already said that. But if you're new here, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. How many times can I say the same thing? So today we're gonna go over my Kindle Unlimited / Kindle MAYhem TBR. It's gonna be really like fast. I'm basically just gonna open each of the books on my iPad since I have that here. And we're just gonna go over the books that I've picked. So there is already a video on my channel, actually the video right before this one, which will run you through how to collect put all of your books that you want to read into collections. So I have some different books here. I have some that are specifically Kindle Unlimited, and I have some that are just books that are on my Kindle. If you don't know me, I'm a Kindle girly. I primarily read on my Kindle or audibly. So yeah, all these books are there. They're on my Kindle. All of them are on my Kindle, but some of them are buddy reads. So what I've done is I have posted a graphic over in the Discord channel for this readathon, and I have separated my books between like buddy reads / book club Kindle books and then actual Kindle Unlimited books. Now, one of these books is also a Kindle Unlimited book, but I won't be reading it actually during KU MAYhem until the rest of my friends are reading it, which I think is in the second week of the month. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna start with my buddy / book club reads, and the first one that I have is Funny Story by Emily Henry. It looks like this. I'm currently reading this book, actually, sorry about my ring light, but I'm currently reading this book. Absolutely live, laugh, loving. I'm about 30% through this, I believe, and I'm reading this for the What She Read book club, which is run by Jess Massey, she also runs like Hustle Sanely and the Hustle Sanely BFFs, but that is the first book that I have on my Kindle for this. Like I said, absolutely loving this book. I'm not going to go over any kind of like synopses. I should have said this in the beginning, but I'm not going to go over synopses or anything like that, just simply because you're going to see vlogs with these books in them. So we're just going to run through all the books that I have. The next one that I have is called Bury Your Gaze, and this is actually an ARC. Apparently I don't have here. I'll just zoom in on the photo that I have for this one. So the next one that I have is Bury Your Gaze. This is by Chuck Tingle, and like I said, it's an ARC. I'll be reading this with my friend Coda, and yeah, we ended up with the same ARC, so we were like, maybe we should read this. I believe it comes out in July. It might come out in June. I don't remember, but yeah, that's the next one, Bury Your Gaze. I also know absolutely nothing about that one, so even if I was going to give you a synopsis, I wouldn't be able to. So you're welcome for that. The next one that I have is Autopsy of a Fairy Tale by Nicole Scarano. This is on Kindle Unlimited. However, I'm reading this in a group with my friend Brittany. I think Rye is reading it. I can't remember who else she said, so I'm sorry to everyone who's reading this book. At some point, you'll see it in a vlog, and then we'll talk about who all read this with me. This one is like fairy tale meets CSI, if I remember correctly. So that's really all I know about it. I love this cover, so I'm hoping that I love it because I want to own the cover. But this is the first in a series, I believe, so that's the next one. Alrighty, and then my last buddy read book is Heir of Fire, which in the order that Reni, Kelsey, and I are reading the Throne of Glass series, this is book number 4. So we started with The Assassin's Blade, and we are now on Heir of Fire, so I will be reading this in the first week of the month. Can't really tell you anything about it because it's the 4th book in a series, but also because I'm not giving synopses like I already said. Okay, now we're going to run through the rest of the books really fast. I'm not going to do them in any order. I'm just literally going to do them in the order that they're on my iPad. So, okay, so the first one that we have is Binding 13 by Chloe Walsh. This is the first book in the Boys of Tommen series, these are on Kindle Unlimited. The rest of these books, I believe, are all on Kindle Unlimited. If they're not, then I'll let you know. But this one is on Kindle Unlimited, and I am a little bit into this one. About 12% into this one, so I'm reading this. Katie is doing a read along of this series over on her channel, I Would Rather Be Reading, so if you want to join us for that, you can. This is the new cover. I actually have the first 2 books, I think, in the old like indie covers, but this is the cover that pops up on Kindle Unlimited. So if you already own the indie copies, you can still read them. They're still usable, but you can no longer download them, so they're all these covers now, which I actually like these covers better, so I'm probably gonna rebuy them just because I love these covers. All right, so opening up the next one. The next one that I have is called Pucked. This is by Helena Hunting, and it's a hockey romance. So Pucked is the next one. The next one I have is also a hockey romance. It's part of the Rules of the Game series by Avery Keelan, and it is called Shutout. I believe I have 2 books in this series. I think I have this one and then another one. Yes, Offside. So Offside is also in this series. I believe it's Shutout and then Offside, but I'm going to double check before I actually read these, because everything's getting put on a spinner wheel. So whichever one comes first will be the one that ends up on the spinner wheel first. Although I think they may be standalones. The next one I have is called Bigger Rock by Lauren Blakely. I've read one other book by her, which was... I can't remember what it's even called. It's called like Pucked something. Hold on. I'm going to look for y'all because I don't want to sound really stupid right now. I think... Did I read it in March? I think I read it in March. And Double Pucked. So I've read Double Pucked by Lauren Blakely. I don't know what this series is, but it's a mashup of 4 books. So it's Big Rock, Mr. O, Well Hung, and Full Package. And then there's another like collection that's like this as well. So I'll be reading, I actually have this on the spinner reel as one collection, but I think what I will do is I will put like I will just read like the first one and then move on to another book, but just leave the Bigger Rock collection on there. No idea what that's about at all. So yeah. Then we have a dark romance called That Sick Love by Jessie Hall. I don't remember who I heard about this from, but I saw it either on Instagram or on YouTube. I don't mess around with TikTok, so I know it wasn't on there. And somebody that I follow that reads a lot of dark romance said that they really liked this book, so I downloaded it. That's basically the story of all of these. The next one I have is by Sheridan Ann, and it is called Pretty Monster, and it is a dark stalker romance. I love this cover as well. So let's hope I like some of these so I can buy them. The next one I have is part of the Sinners on the Ice series by Anastasia White, and it's called Sin Bin. This is another hockey romance. We have a lot of hockey romance this month. So the next one I have is the first book in the Savage Kings of Bradwin U by Rachel Jonas and Nikki Thorne, and it is called Break the Girl. Again, a hockey romance, and I love this cover as well. The next one I have is The Enforcer. This is part of the Lakeside University series by Avery Keelan, so another Avery Keelan book. I have a lot of Avery Keelan books this month, but this is another hockey romance. So, judge me if you want, it's okay. The next one that I have is part of the Hawkeye's Hockey series by Kenna King, and that is called Cocky Store. This is a fake relationship romance, which I know because it says it right there. So, it's not because I'm like, I never read any synopses for these. The only one that I know like exactly what it's about is one that I'm doing as a reread. So I didn't read any synopses. The next one I have is another dark romance and this one's by Ovina St. Graves, and this is called Skin of a Sinner. This was, first of all, I love the cover of this. No idea what it's about, but like I love the cover of this one. And this one was one that was actually like suggested to me on Kindle Unlimited. So like when you get like, once the algorithm figures out what you like, this was one that they gave me after I read The Sinner. by, I can't remember what her name is, but The Sinner, when I read that one. Not Sinner, not like part of the pre-series, but it's called The Sinner, and I can't remember what the author's name is at the moment. The next one I have is called Between Commitment and Betrayal. This is a fake marriage romance. It says 1 year of fake marriage at the bottom, and it's by Shane Rose. This is also part of a series, the Hardy Billionaire series. The next one I have is called Untouchable, and it's by Ivy Smoke. This one, I've seen a couple of different covers. On my actual like graphic, I use a different cover than this because I didn't like this cover. I don't like hot men covers. So I actually did, on my graphic, use a different cover. I use like the discreet cover. The next one I have is by Soman Chinani, and it is The School for Good and Evil, which I know this is like a fantasy, I think, and it's been made into a TV show on Netflix, or a movie on Netflix, so I do want to read this one, and it's part of a series as well. And then the next one I have is This Is Where We Talk Things Out by Caitlin Marceau. I've actually read this. I read this book last year and I gave it 5 stars. However, I really want to do a reread and kind of annotate a little bit. I saw Jan reading this book and I just forgot like how much I loved this book. I believe, like I said, I gave it 5 stars, but it's probably one of my favorite horror books. I will say, please, there's trigger warnings for like obsessive narcissistic parents. So if that is a thing that triggers you, maybe don't, but I loved this book. All right, the next one I have is The Phantom by Greer Rivers. This is part of the Tattered Curtain series. This is a Phantom of the Opera retelling, and I believe that the main character has bipolar disorder, I think is what I remember from this, because I did start reading this last year, and I don't remember, or a couple years ago, and I don't remember why I DNF'd it, or if I just got sidetracked, or if Kindle Unlimited lapsed. I'm not really sure what happened, but this is a Phantom of the Opera retelling with representation. The next one I have is The Teacher by Frida McFadden. This is a thriller. That's all I know. The next one I have is by Eva Ashwood, and it is called Twisted Game, and part of the Filthy Wicked Psycho series. So I'm guessing that this is a dark romance. The next one I have is by Emily McIntyre, and it is Twisted, which is a Never After novel. This is not technically the next one that I need to read in the series. I believe I need to read the Wicked retelling, which I think is called Wretched. I'm just not really in the mood. But this is the Aladdin retelling, and I've been wanting to read this one for quite some time, so that's what this is. And I did read a chunk of this, because when I downloaded it, it said I was at like 35%. I remember nothing, so I'm starting it over. Oops, sorry. Just knocked my camera. And that's it. So Twisted is the last one that is on my list. That's it for my TBR for this month. I'm gonna go ahead and upload this, since it's hours before we are starting Kindle/Kindle Unlimited Mayhem. So if you are joining us, leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you're reading. Go join the Discord and like show me what you're reading, because we love to see it. And by the time that you see this video, we will already be on sprints, doing kickoff sprints for this, so you'll get to see me like spin the wheel on sprints and everything for my first book. So until then, thank you so much for watching. All of my links are down below, and I hope to see y'all participating in Kindle/Kindle Unlimited Mayhem, and I will see y'all next time. Bye.